So Jerry, you're in California today. Where you from?
I'm from Denver, Colorado.
Woo!
Originally born and raised here in Fresno, California.
There.
But, this place is a shithole. It
Why?
doesn't seem like it when you grow up here, but, as you go out and explore, you start to realize that this is such a small town that your capability somewhere else can be so much more compared to just stuck in Fresno.
So give us a little more detail. Like, what do you mean by a shithole?
Fresno itself is growing, but if you actually look at it, not much has like really changed to actually start building the economy. Like I bet you most people here they still work outside the city, right?
For for the most part, yeah, in a sense, to kind of thrive, I would say so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you're stuck inside like the actual Fresno city working here, you're still like really limited. Like you're still um I don't know. You're just limited because you got everybody else that's poor. They all have the same mindset. So if you try to interact with those people, they're gonna give you their opinion of their poor mindset.
Yeah.
So if you really look at it, it's like trying to take advice from a poor person. You're just gonna be more poor.
Okay, so now compared to Colorado, how's it Colorado?
So Colorado, if you could imagine if there was like 20 Fresnos all combined like sections, it might not be like that big of an area, but then if there's like sections, like neighborhoods, depending on which neighborhood you're in, then it's like a little bit more ghetto or a little nicer. But then, it's just, if it's nicer, then it's also going to be more expensive. And if it's cheaper, then, it's also going to be more ghetto because now those people can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So you always got to pick your sweet mark because if you go to the middle class, eventually the poor people can come up there too because it's not that's unreachable. It's just that
You just gotta want it.
yep. And if you go to the really rich area, I mean it's so nice there. You just like sometimes you'll see like panhandlers too, and then those guys make more money than I do, tax free,
Yeah.
and they get all the support. Like they get shelter too if they go to like their own like shelter place at like the end of the day where you can just get a place to sleep. They even give you food and stuff too. It's
Yeah.
all free.
Damn,
Are you able to put your thing down so I can see Jerry?
it's gonna cost you some money right there.
Oh, just do like ours, huh? Where
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I know. I wish that I was like had the courage to get out of Fresno. Also, 'cause maybe I would have been different.
you will be different. It changed me a lot because ever since I've been in Fresno, I always choose certain people to adapt to because as soon as you adapt to them, you start learning their traits. You start taking those traits in with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to you if you want to stick with them and leave yourself like that. So you're basically like another person of that group.
Yeah.
But then if you think about it a different way, where let's say if you want to become friends with millionaires, yeah. So over time, eventually, I bet you'll become a millionaire too.
Yep. What is that saying? That says like, when you hang out with 5 losers, guess who's gonna be the 5th one?
Yep. It just falls in that order because
Uh-huh.
not saying that it's bad. It's just you don't have the right mindsets from everybody.
Yeah.
You always want a variety because if you have a bunch of losers, yeah, of course you're never gonna get anything done. Everybody's gonna be like, I want to procrastinate or, oh, we're not good enough.
Yeah.
You got to think like a winner. You got to be like, I know I can do this, even if you can't. As long as you try, you know what's gonna happen if you try. You're gonna get something done, and then
Yep.
you're gonna know what you can fix and what's your flaws. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like if you're in Fresno, you don't know what's out there. You're still thinking like, damn, this place is big. It's hard to get around. Try to, how am I supposed to make a living stuck in this small town? But really, You know, you can just go to like what, Sacramento or LA. Seems so much bigger and further, but it's worth the opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree. So I think a lot of people here they're just so stuck to the norm, and it's the comfort zone. You know,
Yeah.
it's the comfort zone. And it's that's the sweet spot, and like what you say, right? You gotta find a sweet spot in Colorado, and this is kind of where a lot of people's sweet spot is. So they're just so used to it, and they just stick to it. And till the day that they get older, and they're just it was too late to even try to make something out of it,
Yep.
and you're out of time. But I think that that's a good thing with you too, is that you went out explore a young age and understand the difference of being in being in California and being in Colorado. So definitely, I think that's a big difference, and it's true too. I'll say that because I spent about 3 years in Riverside, and San Bernardino is totally different. Even just being 3 to 4 hours away from Fresno, the culture, even uh, the money making way, if it's so much different than
Yeah.
just being in the Central Valley or mainly Fresno.
There's so much more opportunity out there that we don't know about.
Yeah,
You're limiting yourself to thinking, oh yeah, like let's say, oh yeah, I can market out to this whole city of Fresno, which is good if you can get everybody, but you're still only limited to that population of Fresno.
Yep.
So imagine if you can go to like the capital or something.
Mm-hmm.
Once you go to the capital, that might even spread to another city, you know?
yeah,
So
sure.
it's just like you're growing yourself instead of just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna stick with only Fresno because it's my hometown. I'm comfortable. I know where everything's at." It's like, yeah, it's nice to be comfortable, but
It
that ain't
is.
gonna get you nowhere, you
Yep.
know.
It is
Agreed.
nice.
So what is it? What is that? This new way of making money. What is it?
Okay, so I got this new idea. I mean, it's not new, but I've been doing a lot of research, watching other mentors, and see what makes it good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, what they're saying is that you gotta find your strengths and your weaknesses, capitalize on it, on your strengths, but then try to get rid of your weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can also do that with other people too. Like let's say if you're trying to, one man team's fine because now you don't have to worry about other people making mistakes. But now you're not really a leader or anything. You're just a person who does it. So you're still stuck in that grunt, like labor only.
Mhm.
You're still gonna be like a slave to money. But if you teach people to do what you do, you can watch them do it. You can even pay them less too because they don't have the knowledge you do. They already think that whatever you're offering them is a lot better than what they had before.
Mm-hmm.
So to them, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is the golden nugget," But for them, the person that's actually creating this and building this team, he's the one that's got that vision, the goal driven to make things better instead of just a person that's like, "Oh yeah, I got a good job, 8 to 5, I can do that for the rest of my life." While the other person's mindset is like, "Yeah, this is not gonna be like the rest of your life. I want this to grow and blow up like right now. The
Mhm.
sooner the better, Because if you actually look at it, it's like time versus money. You got more time or you got more money.
Yep.
You can use one or the other to pay for each other, but at the end of the day, it's just which one do you have more? If you have more time, use that time to make money. Once you have the money, use that money to make more time for you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, they don't get that because they're stuck in that slave mindset, like, hey, I'm making $20 at McDonald's. That's pretty good, yeah, I live with my mom at home and stuff, but I got no bills, right? I can buy anything I want.
Mm-hmm.
But once you go to the bigger picture where, let's say if their parents pass away and now they're stuck by themselves, who's going to be the one trying to put a shelter over your head,
Mm-hmm.
You only got yourself.
Yep.
It took me a while to realize that too because so my mom passed away. Wait, so it goes, my brother passed away, my brother Yang. After that, then it went to my sister Gojapa, and she passed away. Then my mom passed away. Then after that, my dad passed away. And then my second oldest brother passed away too. So just within my lifetime, 5 family members passed away. And I'm only 32, which I still consider pretty young.
Yeah.
My oldest brother, I think do you know how old he is? It's like ancient. I know.
It's like 55. I don't know.
Yeah, but
He's old.
Yeah,
we
he's
have
the
too
oldest.
many.
So.
We have too many siblings. I already lost count. The only one I know is you because you're younger than me.
Yeah, so there's a 20-year gap because within those 20 years, there's 13 of us. Some might be like 2 years apart, but we're still pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
And then the worst part is that a lot of the older ones are the brothers. The younger ones are the sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with the sisters, so I didn't get any guidance from our brothers. So basically, that's why I left Fresno, because I was like, well, why am I going to stay here if my brothers think that there's no opportunity here,
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't think they're smart, but, they're still my role models, so I'm still make the best out of it. Be like, hey, let's go check it out. If it doesn't work, I can always come back because I still got family here,
Mm-hmm.
But if it does work, guess what? I'm going to try to bring other people to join me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, like, I like Fresno. There's so many Hmong people, which is good, but at the same time, that they don't have the best ambitions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rather, like, enjoy what they have now. They don't really look into the future.
Yep.
Like, I noticed, like, when I was younger, a lot of people, they're already having kids, like, when they're still in high school. They basically ended their lives. I say that because, one, they're not mature enough to understand what's going on in the world. Two, they're not going to try to put the effort to go above and beyond. They might. There's some people who do come over, too, because they realize that they got to change. But not everybody's like that. They're so young. I didn't get this mature until I was like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago only. So I was probably like 28.
Mm-hmm.
I got to that point where I'm just like, hey man, you wasted so much time. Nothing's really changed. I mean, stuff changed. I learned stuff, but it's still my growing capacity. It's still very small, limited.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to explode with knowledge. You can ask me to do anything and be like, yeah, I've done that before. Even though I'm not good at it, it's just I have the experience of doing it, so I can at least guide you. You might have better skills than me when we actually do it, but I've done it before. I can help you.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is I want to teach people to get our knowledge, and we can combine it, and we can better ourselves. That's why a lot of, like, let's say, the people who's been in the U.S. like before our time, because we're like first generation, second generation
Around there, yeah. About
of the Hmong people only.
yeah, about first or second.
They got somewhere. They've been here for like decades, like centuries. So they already got time to build that foundation to teach their kids, like, hey, don't do this and that. We know what works, unless there's those slaves where they're just, okay, we're just gonna go to work for this person. He's gonna pay us decent, and then at least we'll have food on the table, You don't want to think like that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be like, how do I get to his position,
Yep.
How can I take him out of the spot, or how can I learn what he does so I can do it too? It's good to, I mean, if you got one person that controls everything, good and bad, because good is that he can help everybody have a job, but bad, he's going to keep that knowledge to himself, because why is he going to teach other people when they become competition,
Yeah.
You don't want, I mean, as a business owner, you don't want that, but as a smart business owner, you would want that, because then you can grow the community around it. But people don't think like that. They're just selfish, think about themselves. They're like, I mean, you got those like people who motivate others too, to help you, like, just find your inner self, to, like, what motivates you. There's a lot of things that could motivate you. It could just be a loved one, or maybe something happened and it changed the way you thought about things, or somebody told you something and it just opened your mind,
Mm-hmm. I know, like, for me, what you're saying, like, what, like, something that changed, something that happened to you that changed. For me, it was like what you're saying. We had 5 family members that passed away, and it's crazy that it took me the 5th person to pass away. That's when I start realizing what was important. Like me just living the the day to day and doing the 9 to 5, it wasn't enough anymore. It wasn't going to living that way wasn't going to be enough. And I start realizing how important it is to have the time. And that's when I start opening my mind. Like, I have a different mindset where I'm like, you know what? I need to be able to make money work for me so I can have more time. And then that means I'm gonna have to work harder, and that means I'm gonna have to work from the bottom. And also it means that I'm going to, am I talking too loud?
No, that's fine. We can adjust it later.
Oh, okay. But am I talking too loud?
No, you're fine. We
Okay.
could adjust it later.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
on the mic one, so you're fine.
And also just going through this new mindset, it's like it's scary because you don't know if you're going to succeed or not. But the thing is that I was so tired of where I was, and I wasn't going to want to live that way anymore. And then I didn't want my kids to live that way too. I want them to see like, hey, this is not the way of life. You're not supposed to be working till death.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while you
That's-
can,
yeah.
and that's important. And so, like, ever since our oldest brother, like, not our oldest brother, but one of our oldest brother, like,
Coop passed away?
yeah, when he passed away, that's when I start realizing. And then when we were spending time with each other, because we got closer then, and I was like, this is what's important, and that's what I want. And then, like, in order to get there, I have to make money, and then I wasn't going to be working forever to make that money. So now I'm starting to, like I said, start to see where I gotta make my money work for me. Yeah, I'm gonna work extra hard, but it's gonna buy me that time, like what you're saying.
Yep.
And that's the thing too, that we want. I mean, I myself, right? I'm pretty sure we're all the same boat, that we want to send a message to the younger people that, hey, get your hustle, get your grind, make your money, and whatever makes you happy, let it be. But I think hopefully at a young age, the ones coming behind us, that they realize that time is precious, because money could always be made, but not time. Time cannot be exchanged for anything. I can't say, hey, I'm gonna buy my time back with $10,000. No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Your time you're set for a certain time. That's it. There's no buying extra time. And money could be made anywhere, anytime. That's anywhere, because that's kind of what fuels the economy. But I think that's something that we want to push out to the younger generation, that hey, get your grind, get your degree, whatever you got to do, make you happy. But when you get that done, hopefully it clicks in your mind sooner than later. Not like us, like you guys have to go through so many experiences of death in your family, and I've been with you guys, and I gone through two, so it's kind of I seen two, so it's like that clicks me too. And the younger generation to kind of see it and hear it, and get what they want to be at, and then think about time. That's the ultimate goal. It's to understand that time, we're all limited to time. It's not, you can't exchange for nothing just to get time.
Yeah, and we're all limited on our knowledge too. Like
Yeah.
our parents, since they weren't really good in English or had a really high education, they don't know what's good. They just think that, hey, you get a job, you pay for bills, that was good enough for me, because you weren't doing that before.
See, but the awesome thing about, well, for our parents, and I think that's why I kind of want to start venturing out and being an entrepreneur, because our dad was that. They didn't do the 9 to 5. They were like entrepreneurs. They were willing to challenge their where they're at. They didn't just like work a regular job, and that's what was awesome. And then I wished I saw that when I was younger, but I think because so much has happened, or like they're too busy with their business, that we forgot, like they didn't teach us these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So I wish that my dad would have taught us that, and kind of show us how important it is that you don't have to have a degree, because my dad didn't have a degree. However, to me, I feel in my eyes, he was very successful when mom was still here too. It's just that I feel like when mom passed away, then that's when everything kind of spiraled down, because he didn't have his backbone anymore. But other than that, then like my dad, I felt like he was very successful in his time.
Yeah. So I was talking to Auntie Moss too, which is our my dad's younger sister. So she was basically telling me that, my dad worked really hard, so he always provided food and stuff on the table, and then usually our mom would be the one to teach us. But since we lost that early, my dad, he didn't know how to do that part, so he was just like, well, let me hire this other person from Laos or something. Let's see if she knows how to be a mom.
Yeah.
And then, she ends up coming here and she's like, well, she's a lot dumber than all of us. So
I know.
I'm not sure how this is going to work. And he didn't understand that. He's just like, I'm happy. That's all I need to worry about. It's like, yeah, but who's going to be teaching us?
Yep.
We had so much things that gone through our life is that what they don't understand. I'm not they, but like what other people don't understand, that where we're coming from is that when we had that hardship, it changed the way we are,
Mm-hmm.
even though it took us a while to get there. It's like you need those like traumatic moments to let you
Yep.
realize like, hey, life is short, man. Just
It
start making
is.
changes.
It definitely is.
When I left Fresno in 2010,
Oh shoot! That long ago?
I think it was, yeah, it was that long.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah. So when I left in 2010, I was scared. I did not want to go over there. But then at the same time, I was like, hey, if I stay in Fresno, I might get locked up or something and be like Ray. But I don't want to chance that. I want to see what's out there and see where it gets me. And then
Mhm.
I just did something simple too, like car mechanic. It's like we already knew how to do that. Why would we go to school for that? I didn't think about that back then. It's so
That's
stupid
true.
because when I
That's
went to
true.
school, it's just wasting my time.
Yep.
When I did go to college, what they taught me was they taught me how to be a responsible person. They'll tell you what to do, and then it's up to you to try to find the answer to it.
Mm-hmm.
They give you books and stuff. They give you key points and stuff to like what to look for, what to read to even understand it. Some people they take it in good. Those are the one that's successful. The one that are not successful, they're the one like, oh, I just need to get a C passing class or passing grade in here. I'll be good. But then if you look at it, they didn't learn nothing. They're just trying to get away with life,
Mm-hmm.
But then the school system, they're teaching these stuff. But if you don't learn it, they don't care. They want you to come back to school so they make more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're still taking away the money.
Yeah. If you get a smart person, he'll go straight to where
Mhm.
he can get the answers and then capitalize on it.
Yup.
Other people, they're like, oh, I'm going to be an accountant or something. Get that? And they're like, nah, this is not for me. I wasted 4 years, but now I want to be a salesperson or something. Just keep changing roles, good and bad. But then good is that you're building yourself. Bad is that maybe you don't know what you want. You're still searching for that certain thing.